going on, guys? Jamie here, back again with another episode, and today is the day that we have been waiting for. Today is the group stage draw of the Champions League. But first, we've got a Carabao Cup third round draw, so we'll just have a quick look at who we get. And we're away at Watford, so not the worst tie in the world. There's certainly easier teams in the draw, but still, fancy us for this game. So here we are then, the main business of today's episode, and of course the first game in the group stage. Now we are in the second pot, so there are plenty of teams in there that I would love to avoid, mainly Madrid and Juventus. A couple of kind of teams in there actually, like sort of Spartak and Shakhtar. I definitely wouldn't mind us getting, but you have a look at the strength of the pots as well. I mean, Barcelona, PSG, Atletico, Dortmund, all in pot two, as well as ourselves and Man United. Third pot, Napoli. They're the only real, maybe Roma, only real team that could pose us a threat. And then in the fourth pot, some decent sides in there, but again, all teams that I fancy us to beat. So let's crack straight on, draw out all the first seeds. Okay, so we can't go into pot H. That's the only one we can't go into. So Monaco, that wouldn't be too bad. It is Monaco, okay. So Group A we are. Let's have a quick look then. Juve and Barca, that's a tough group. Bayern, Atletico, Real Madrid, PSG, that's very interesting. Right, okay, so we'll find out first who we have in our group. At this stage, probably you're looking at the likes of Anderlecht, maybe, I would take. Any of the teams, really, probably try and avoid Napoli or Roma. And we get Napoli. It was bound to happen, wasn't it? Together in the real life draw, and there's been some good games between them this season. So if we carry on the draw, so Spurs, I feel for them. Look at that, Juve and Barca. Liverpool get Shakhtar and Porto. You probably fancy them maybe to get out of that group. Roma going to group with Real Madrid and PSG. Some tough groups about. Okay, so last team. So we are up first again. I would take any of those teams. Maybe avoid Celtic and probably Red Bull Leipzig. Looking at the bottom two, here's hoping. We got stitched up with Napoli. It's Legia Warsaw. Okay, so it's not too bad. So groups could be worse. So here we are then, Group A. Quick review. Us, Monaco, Napoli and Legia. A hard group for sure, but I still fancy us to get out of that group. Group B, Sporting follow. Oh, they're going to be the whipping boys. Liverpool, I think, have got a decent chance of getting out of that group. Bayern and Atletico definitely favourites in theirs. Oh, Celtic, Real Madrid and PSG. I feel for them as well. United, quite a kind draw really. It always seems to happen for United. And Chelsea, again, you'd fancy them to get out of their group as well. So if we have a quick look at the schedule, there's only been one game since I last joined you, and we smashed Tottenham 3-0. Nasser Chadli, you'll see there again on the score sheet. He's been absolutely marvellous. Lionel Chadli, I dare say it, but, So yeah, a very convincing win. No shots on target at all for Spurs, despite having 50% of the possession. But if we have a look, okay, so if we just continue on, the fixtures haven't yet been drawn. We've got Southampton coming up in a couple of days. A good start to the season for them. And if we, okay, we face Napoli. And we've got a little bit of money for Fernando. Okay, so has the games? Okay, they have. So our first game is against Legia away. Hopefully, a fairly kind start, and we will get that game underway shortly. So I'll play the Southampton and Everton games, come back and join you at the Legia game, and then we will go from there. Right guys, we are here, game day, first game of the Champions League, away to Legia Warsaw. I'll just show you what's been going on while you've been away. So after the Spurs game, we had a fairly dodgy 1-1 draw with Southampton, who were 1-0 down in this game, and Southampton really were better than us. I can't really beat around the bush. The stats were fairly even, but Southampton definitely had the better of the game, and we were quite fortunate to come away with the draw, I think. And then in our last game, a big 4-2 win against Everton. We were actually 1-0 down in this game, but as you can see, Klassen scored early, and then Silva pegged one back just before half time, and then I gave him a fairly stern talking to, and we just come out the blocks. I don't even know what that saying is. We were at the races in the second half. Let's go with that. De Bruyne grabbing smashing in a free kick. Sorry, that was a great goal. Aguero picking up on a defensive mistake, and Sterling getting a rebound from a penalty that Aguero missed. Sigurdsson did score to make it 3-2, but Sterling late on grabbed the winning goal. The performances have been a bit sort of, touch and go. Palace was a bit dodgy, as you saw. We absolutely smashed Tottenham, but Southampton and Everton, the performances weren't quite up to scratch. I don't really know why that may be. I've fiddled around with the tactics a little bit. I mean, we've been playing the three at the back system. I've been changing sort of mentality and instructions a little bit, but not too much. So maybe I'm tampering too much. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, Legia away, first game. So this is the team that we're going to go with today. So it's a fairly standard back, well, fairly standard team really. Edison in goal. The usual back three of Stones, Company and Otamendi. Nice to see them all building up partnerships now, getting familiar with each other. Wing backs, we're going to go in this game with Danilo and Mendy. In the middle, De Bruyne in the advanced playmaker role and Gundogan in the centre midfield attacking role. On the wings, I'm going to start Sterling in this one and Sane, and then Aguero up top. So a slightly different team to the one you saw against Crystal Palace. A few players coming back from injury. But this is the team that finished the game against Everton. I think we were pretty strong, so I'm going to go with this team. We've changed the mentality to attacking and the team shape to fluid. I just think it suits our style of play a little bit better, and it seemed to work against Everton, so that's what we're going to go with. On the bench, I mean, standard names really. Chadli, Lionel Chadli on the bench. Jesus just come back from injury, is always good. I've actually had to unregister because City have got so many foreign players. I've actually had to unregister a couple of people for the Champions League. So, oh, that's a point. Maidana, you won't know him. So on just before deadline day, PSG came in with a big bid for Mangala. It was 24 million up front. Well, I think it was 29 million overall, and I negotiated, so they paid 24 million up front, and it could go as high as 44 million. I think, to be fair, for Mangala, that's a decent bit of business, considering he was only ever a backup. So I'm definitely happy to get that. And replacement. Now, it didn't go through until the morning of deadline day, so it was a bit rushed. And I did have a look around what centre backs there were, and there was one that took my eye. Obviously, because of the amount of money and wages that we got for Mangala, I did have the option to bring in Giorgio Chiellini, and I had a bid accepted. It was about 10 million, but they threw in the clause that they wanted to sign a replacement as it was deadline day. So I had the offer accepted. We agreed a contract and everything, but it came down to last minute and they cancelled the deal because they couldn't find a replacement. So I found this guy, Jonathan Maidana. Again, nothing special, 2.5 star rating. His stats aren't too bad. He is 32 though. He only cost me 2 million from River Plate. He's been in Argentina, well, apart from medalist, he's been in Argentina his whole career. So a fairly decent player again. Only similar sort of like Ramis, just going to be a backup keeper. You probably very rarely see him. But because of the sheer amount of foreigners that City have got in their squad, I did have to unregister Maidana and Ramis. And I was going to include Yaya Toure. I haven't actually registered with him for the Premier League. I was going to include him in the Champions League squad, but because of the rules and the restrictions, I couldn't get him in. So nothing too serious. But yeah, maybe I hope that doesn't come back to haunt us. So anyway, you've seen the team. Let's get stuck into the game. So then De Bruyne with a corner, and it's knocked away. Sane, Gundogan, shots blocked out to Sane. Can he get it out? Oh no, should have played it out wide to De Bruyne. There's so much space. And now Ligia are going to launch a counter. Pasquato, I'm going to go with. Plays it inside. That's a poor ball. Mendy, right. Can we launch a counter of our own? Sane, he's got pace to burn. He plays it. That's a poor ball inside. That was aimed at no one. Really sloppy from us so far. Again, Ligia come forward now. And it's a shot easy for Edison to collect. Ligia probably having the better of the early game here. Anyway, it comes out to Nimiek. And it's forced a save out of Edison. I thought that one would be comfortable, but it's obviously causing him a problem. It's Ligia with a corner. And Company heads it away, but only as far as the edge of the area. He plays it inside. That's a good tackle from Company, but he's only launched it forward to no one. It's a poor ball forward. And can we get it away? Is the highlight going to end? No, Sane keeps going. He's beating his man. He gets it back from Aguero. There's no one in the area. Plays it back to Mendy. Back sticks Sterling, but headed away. Danilo will collect De Bruyne now on the edge. What can he do? He's found Sane in space. Goes, buys his man. Inside Aguero, it's 1-0. Patient play from us. We tried a few crosses, but to no avail. But Sane does well to beat his man. Floats one inside to the unmarked Aguero. And it's 1-0. Edison with the free kick. He launches it upfield and it's headed away. No, it's out to their right back. He launches one forward and it should be easy for Otamendi to collect. Company. Good out ball to Mendy. Right, Mendy's bursting forward, but he gets tackled. And Legion play some nice play out the back, and now they bring it forward. Nemiek in the middle, up to the striker. Plays it to Pasquato, and he's running at our defence. He's played a great ball. It's a great save from Edison. That Pasquato guy is definitely causing us some problems. But a good save out of Edison, and now it's a corner as Moulin will knock it out to Pasquato. Oh, he's drilled a shot wide. I've set some instructions so that we close down Pasquato because he's causing us all sorts of problems. So we need to neutralise that threat. Company now with a free kick. Plays out wide to Mendy. We've got a lot of space out on this left-hand side. Plays it into Aguero, but nothing comes of it. And the Company heads down to De Bruyne now. What can he do? Tries to thread to Aguero again. He's lost the ball now. Now it's Pasquato. Ah, it's a sloppy ball. Danilo collects. Company now. We're so scrappy in this game. It's not like us, and I'm not approving. Mendy, good crossfield ball to Sterling. Now, what can he do with it? He's got Danilo outside. He finds him, gives it ball back. Sterling goes by his man Aguero. It's a great goal. Good patient football again from us. A great switch over by Mendy or Sane, and Sterling using his man. A good 1-2 with Danilo. He gets past him. And he squares for Aguero to score an easy goal. It comes up to hard time then, and you see those stats, a fairly even game. Leeds are potentially having the better of it really, but I think the class in between the two sides is quite evident. I'm going to say don't get complacent. Aguero didn't like it, but the rest of the team did. I think, yeah, the class difference between the two sides is quite obvious. Leeds are having a lot of the ball and being quite dangerous, but you know they're not finishing their chances. And, you know, top level players such that we have in our squad have just been clinical. A couple of chances. Gundogan, I think he's at the bar there, but yeah, the clinicalness of the top players is just shining through. As Aguero picks up, he gives the ball away, and Legion now trying to mount a counter attack. Gets it up. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. Ask a tackle. Right, Sane now plays ball up to Aguero. He's quite isolated though. He's got plenty of men around him. And Pasquato, he's already been booked. He's off. A second yellow for Pasquato, which is really good because he was their most dangerous player. So unfortunate for Legia. They have been doing well, but I feel now it could be damage limitation if we go on and inflict further pain. Aguero, Sane, it's a good save. Aguero's there and he's completed his hat trick. Killer instinct there from Aguero. Sane with a good shot. The keeper's made the save, but a natural finisher like Aguero is not going to miss a chance if he gets one. Oh, we're giving away a penalty. I sort of wonder what was going on there. I wonder why Aguero wasn't going for the ball. So then, Leeds are given a lifeline. To be fair, it's no less than they deserve, really. Moulin with a kick. Oh, Edison saved. It's just really not going Legions' way, is it? They've probably had the better of the game, and man sent off, and now they've missed a penalty. Good tackle by Silva, though, and Aguero now. Again, he waits for his man. Good hold-up play. He's gone past him. Aguero, interesting ball out to Danilo. He played it down the line for Sterling. Back to Gundogan now. Will he shoot? He does, and it's a fantastic goal. It's 4-0 now. And this Legia don't deserve this. I would graciously admit that they have been a very good opponent today. And this scoreline is very flattering for us. Again, like I said earlier, I think it's just the sheer clinicalness, nature of the difference in teams. What you would imagine a fairly routine performance. I mean, the scoreline certainly suggests it, but it was far from straightforward. Anyway, a good victory for us, gets us off on a front foot in this group, assert our dominance, let Napoli and Monaco know what we're about. 0-0 in that game at Monaco. So if we have a look at the schedule then, so we've got a little while until the Monaco and Napoli games. They'll be the next episode. So I'll play a couple of tough games actually coming up. Didn't even realise. Liverpool and Chelsea coming up. So we'll play the Liverpool and Chelsea games. We'll come back for the Monaco one, and then I'll play Brighton and Leicester. And I will. Will I do a double header? I don't know. We'll do the Monaco game for definite. We might do the Napoli game in there as well. But nonetheless, guys, I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, drop a like on there. I hope you're enjoying the new series. It's certainly one that I'm enjoying so far, but I'm just waiting for it to all go tits up, to be honest. But like I said, if you are enjoying it and if you've enjoyed this episode, pop a like on there for me. If you are new, subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you guys in a bit.